Hello, Agnes. Hello, Trish. It has been a while since we did a book review. I know it has been about a minute and a half, a long time. In fact, I even got some new glasses. What happened to your other glasses? I broke them. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, Agnes. What are we going to be reviewing today, Trish? Well, we are going to be reviewing Elly Griffiths, The Chalk Pit. Have we done one Elly Griffiths before? I don't think so. I'm not 100% sure. We probably should have checked that before we started this book review. Well, I am excited to do it, Trish. Me too. So it is Elly Griffiths, The Chalk Pit, and it is part of a series of the Ruth Galloway Mysteries. And this is several mysteries in. We started reading Elly Griffith when we moved to the UK a few years ago, and we're really enjoying it. Let's get started, Trish. The concept. What did you think of let's explain to him the concept. It's the sleuth. The main character is Dr. Ruth Galloway, and it's in a series, like Trish said, in investigations, and she's like in the archaeologist or something like that. Yes. So the concept of the book is basically Dr. Ruth Galloway, who is a professor at a local university, is called in because there has been some human bones that have been found under the Guildhall in Norwich. And we happen to live in Norwich right now. Yes, we do. Basically, so and after she's called in to do this, there's also some other things that are going on. So she's got these bones because they're wanting to build like a fancy restaurant or something underground under the guild hall. So they're doing some investigation of underneath there, and that's how they ran across the human remains. I know that sounds really gross, but there's some creepy things with the bones. Oh, let's not tell them that. That's gonna be a spoiler. You really need to read the book. Other odd things happen during the time that these bones are found. Someone comes in, a rough sleeper, which we Americans call homeless person, or here in England they're called rough sleepers, had gone into the police station to report a missing girl, one of their community. They ain't seen her in a while, and they're ever so worried. And soon after they have reported this young woman missing, they end up dead. And then, as the investigation goes, they have a lead, and then, someone else is going to end up dead. Well, let's talk about the main conflict of the book. The conflict is the developer wants to build this underground restaurant, and he is trying to speed them along because he really wants to get started on his restaurant. But oddly enough, the police are in charge because these bones, though the developer really wanted them to be ancient, considering the fact that the old hall is very, very old, is pushing them along, but they can't. And the police have got these other things going on with this rough sleeper. And then, on top of all of that, 3 women end up missing. Oh, 3 women. And at first, they thought it was just a rough sleeper problem. Yeah, they did. They thought maybe it was just a rough sleeper issue. But 2 of the women that end up missing are nothing to do with the rough sleeper, and they can't seem to see a connection with any of this. The main characters of the book, of course, Dr. Ruth Galloway, who she's the main sleuth, the main character of this series, and DCI Nelson, who, if you're familiar with the series, there's a backstory with Ruth. Yes, there is. And of course, in addition to DCI Nelson, there's the other detectives that are regulars and in the book, and we get to hear from them. What worked for me in the story was I love the way that it's written. It's an easy read. I found it really kind of like relatable for the times. Yes, because over the last few years, Trish, I don't know if you noticed that it seems like the homeless population or the rough sleeping population, they just seem to be more and more people they finding themselves in that circumstance, which is really sad. But because it is more common, it makes it kind of more relatable. And with this weird restaurant underground, I find that pretty relatable too because there's all kinds of weird concept restaurants that are happening right now, and an underground restaurant. Though I think it sounds really creepy. I can believe that someone would want to do that, Trish. I really would, especially with space being at a premium nowadays. Yeah, so the other thing about the book is let's see. So yeah, so that's what worked. Let's move on to what didn't work. Did you have any trouble with the book, Trish? I know how you like for the main character to be written in the first person. I don't think that happens in this book. Did that bother you? No, that doesn't bother me at all because I do enjoy the writing style. And yeah, you're right, Agnes. I do love it when the main character is written in the first person. But hey, this is a great book, and I love her writing style. The one thing I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm going to be like completely honest. Well, I don't want you to lie to the people, Trish. No, I actually the last book that we read, and I haven't done a review of it. I actually stopped reading it in the middle of it, and I think I wasn't being exactly that fair to Elly Griffith. Yeah, Trish, were you in a need? Were you in a snip? Was your thong twisted? Agnes, almost called me Trish. I'm sorry about that. The main character, Ruth Galloway, is like extremely kind of opinionated against private schools, and her parents are. She's very political in that she's doesn't like private schools. She only reads certain newspapers. Her parents are born again Christians. She's very anti-church, anti-Christian, and I guess in the last book it hit a few nerves for me. I feel like now I wasn't being fair. I think it's just that there's so much stuff in the news all the time. It's like everywhere we turn around, it's political, and I think I just kind of wanted an escape when I read the book, and I just stopped reading it, and I shouldn't have, because when I went back to the book, the last book we read before the chalk pit, I really enjoyed it. I think I was being oversensitive, and I've thought about it even more. You have? Yes, I've thought that in reality, the reason why it made me so irritated is actually a really plus for Elly Griffith and how great she is at developing characters. The fact that the Ruth Galloway character irritated me with her political views just goes to the point that the Elly Griffith's character development of the characters in this book is so spot on that I was like irritated, triggered. We're not going to say triggered. We are not using that word. By this book. So let's in summary, there really wasn't anything that didn't work for me. No, let's get see everything worked for me, Trish. I don't have a single objection at all. Now, what do you think about the writing style? Well, the writing style is very easy to read. I enjoyed it, and one of the things I really, really like is that, once again, the chapters are not really long. And I find that when you're reading a book, if the chapters are not really long, you can pick it up, you can read it, and then you can put it back down. You can knock out a chapter, go back to work, go fix dinner or vacuum the floor, whatever you've got going on in your life, head to the gym, and just go back to it. And that's one of the reasons I love short chapters. And the writing style, it flows. It's very easy read. The other thing is it is not gross. It's not gross. Some of those things that you read are just downright. They got sex scenes that are just gory or not gory. I was getting confused with the murder scenes. They got sex scenes that are just, well, almost pornographic. There's nothing like that in the book. And the death scenes, well, they're not too graphic. I mean, it's good. It's not like there's some of those Scandinavian TV shows. Oh my goodness, that's a cut in the eyes. That's true. The subplots. Ah, yes, there are subplots. And if you are familiar with the series, you know there's some stuff going on behind the scenes with old Dr. Ruth and that old DCI Nelson. We're not going to let anything out. No spoiler alerts here. No. So there is some interesting subplots going on that's actually keep you going and some tensions, and that makes you want to come back to the book to the next chapter, even when you aren't even near the end to find out who's done it. So that's great. The ending was very satisfying for me. How was the ending for you, Agnes? Oh, I found it very satisfying. And you know what, Trish? There's something else I really like. I had not figured out who it was until I hate it when there's a book and you figure out, you think you know who it is about midway. Then all you want to do is get to the end of the book to see if you're right. It's not like that. I kept wondering and changing the mind and changing the mind. Same for me, Agnes. Same for me. So we're down to the end, Agnes. If you're a murder mystery fan, I highly recommend this book. I do too. And Agnes, you gonna rate it for us? Well, Trish, I gotta tell you, you always get mad at me because I'm always giving things the highest rating, but I can't help that. I just loved it. I give this book 5 dummies. 5 dummies. You really need to review a book and people aren't going to believe you if you give everything 5 dummies. It was that good, Trish. It was that good. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this book review. And Agnes and I are going to be forming a book club via YouTube and Zoom if you are interested in joining and on Facebook group. So we're thinking about doing that. So stay tuned, keep in touch, and we will talk at you later with the next book. Oh, again, we need to show them the book, Agnes. Again, it's Elly Griffiths, The Chalk Pit. 5 dummies. See y'all later now. Tune back in now, you hear?